GameStop stock price have went up more than 2000% in just 5 months. So is this an opportunity for you right now, or will GameStop stock price crash anytime soon? Hi buddy, in this video you will discover what is GameStop stock, and number 2, how GameStop stock price can increase more than 2000% in a short time, and number 3, is GameStop stock a hype or a good buy for us right now? And lastly, I'll be sharing with you my personal opinion and action towards GameStop. Number 1, what exactly is GameStop about? GameStop Corporation, a Delaware corporation established in 1996, is the world's largest video game omni-channel retailer. Operates approximately 5,500 stores across 14 countries. And currently it offers new and pre-owned video gaming consoles, accessories and video game titles in both physical and digital format. Most of you definitely visited GameStop stores within your neighborhood, and this is one of the GameStop stores. And within the GameStop stores, this is exactly how it looks like. And they do offer pre-owned games and also new games as well. The management of GameStop did mention that an investment in their company involves a high degree of risk, and you should carefully consider the risk below together with the other information contained within this report before you make an investment decision with respect to GameStop company. And one of the risk factors I want to highlight is the video game industry has historically been cyclical and is affected by the introduction of next generation consoles, which could negatively impact the demand for existing products or our pre-owned business. Next, the management also stated that technological advance in the delivery and types of video games and PC entertainment hardware and software, as well as changes in consumer behavior related to these new technologies, have and may continue to lower their sales revenue. For revenue, it has been decreasing for the past 10 years from $9 billion to $5 billion today. Next, net income for the company has been decreasing for the past 10 years as well, from 400 million to right now negative, which means GameStop is in a loss-making business currently. Next, earnings per share has been inconsistent throughout the 10 years and currently it is in a negative level. Next, the free cash flow of GameStop looks really healthy for the last 10 years. However, for last year, it is in a negative position, so we have to take note of this. Next, I do realize that the debt to equity ratio is pretty high, which is 2 times the equity itself. And from this, we can understand that GameStop is using the debt itself to sustain the loss-making business. So the next point is why GameStop stock price actually increased more than 2000% in such a short time. And here you go. Reason number 1. Few weeks ago, GameStop appointed Chewy founder Ryan Cohen to its board of directors. Cohen's RC Ventures built up a big stake in the company and has been pushing it to pivot towards e-commerce. Given Chewy's incredible success, GameStop shareholders are happy to see Cohen joining the board. Next, reason number 2, short squeeze. And in my opinion, this is a major reason why GameStop stock price have increased tremendously. As of December 2020, GameStop had 71 million shares shorted, greater than its total shares of 70 million out there. It looks like a classic short squeeze. As the stock rallied, losses piled up for investors who had shorted it. Some may have forced to cover their position by buying the stock. The rush of short sellers buying GameStop stocks drove it even higher. So some of you might be questioning, what exactly is short squeeze? Let me explain here. For example, a short seller decides to short sell GameStop at a price of $100. And short seller only make money when the stock price dropped below $100. However, when the stock price went up, it decided to buy back to cut loss. So this is the profit and loss. The short seller sell GameStop at a price of $100, so he received $100. And then when the stock price went up, it decided to cut loss. So it buy back at a higher price, at a price of $105. So in this case, he loses $5 per share. In the next scenario, another example, a short seller short sell GameStop at a price of 100. At the same time, the stock price went up so much that it decided to buy back at a price of $120 to cut its losses. So in this case, the short seller received $100, and when he buy back, he need to pay $120 to buy back the stocks to cover the position. So in this case, this particular short seller loses $20 per share. So if the stock price went even higher, the short seller have to buy back the stocks at a higher price. So this is exactly the case for GameStop. A lot of investors do not intend to buy GameStop stock. However, a lot of investors shorted the stocks and hope that the stock price went down. However, when the stock price spike up a little, a lot of short sellers wanting to cut loss, therefore they buy back their shares. And when there are shortage of supply of shares, the stock price actually went up because the demand for the shares is much bigger than the supplies of the share. Some case study for your reference, for Visa stocks, total there's around 1.69 billion number of shares for the public to buy and sell. And currently there is only 30 millions of shares being shorted, which is around 1.8% of the float, which is such a small number. So this shows that more than 98% of the investors think that the stock price will go up in the long run. Next, let me share with you McDonald's. Currently there are around 745 million number of shares out there for public, and right now there's less than 6 million shares is being shorted, which is less than 1%, which means more than 99% of the shareholder feels that the stock price will go up. Lastly, let's zoom in to GameStop. Currently GameStop have 27 million number of shares out there, and 71 million of them are shorted. And currently for GameStop, there are around 27 million number of shares out there for public to buy and sell. However, there are 71 million shares shorted out there. Therefore, the short percentage of float is 260%. This shows that majority of the shareholders thinks that the stock price will go down in the long run. And this causes shortage of shares when a short seller intend to buy back and close their position. So, is GameStop stock a hype or a good buy for us right now? Currently, this is the technical chart of GameStop. And for the last few weeks, we can see that there's a huge volume over here transacting. And from here, we can see that there's a huge volume over here transacting. And to be exact, most of the volume here are buying. And based on my research, there isn't any spectacular good news or whatsoever. And most of the stock price increased tremendously in this area because there's a short squeeze happening. The short sellers are covering their position by buying back GME stocks, and this led to the stock price increase in such a short time. Long story short, there's so little shares for public to buy and sell out there, yet there's so many short sellers intend to buy back the stocks to close their position, and this is why the stock price is being pushed up, because all the short sellers want to close their position as fast as possible by buying back the shares. Personally, I do not see GameStop as a business that will grow tremendously for the next 5 years, because currently GameStop is definitely a sunset industry instead of sunrise industry, based on my personal opinion. What about you? Do you think in the next 5 years people are still into Xbox and Sony PlayStation, or do you think people are moving towards mobile games and software games and etc.? Do leave down your comments in the comment section below so that we can discuss further later. Currently, I will not be investing in GameStop as the underlying business is not healthy at the moment. The reason I'm sharing with you all this information is so that you can have different perspective and opinion towards GameStop. End of the day, you can make a wiser decision for yourself. Do subscribe to this channel so that I'm able to share more insights with you and we can profit from the stock market together. I will see you in the next video over here.